Hello, teachers. Welcome to this training on the use of supplementary materials. We'll have three parts in this video training, and the first one is about the reasons for using supplementary materials. Well, what are supplementary materials? Essentially, these are things we use while teaching to help students to learn and to make classes more fun. In this video series, we again begin with reasons to use these supplementary materials. The next video will talk about using supplementary materials that we consider quite essential. We should use them frequently with most of our students in most of our classes. And the third video will look at additional supplementary materials, other things that we could use or collect or gather around the house that can really enhance our teaching. So what are some reasons for using supplementary materials? Well, one of the really important reasons is to promote student engagement. We teach a variety of students with different interests and learning strengths, and some students very quickly begin conversing with new teachers in online environments, while others may be younger, quieter, newer to the online learning platform, not used to it, or they just might be shy. So supplementary materials like a puppet, for example, can really help a student to feel more comfortable and get involved in the lesson more quickly. Let's say you're teaching a lesson that uses the word cheese. Cheese. Hi, Mouse. Say hello. Look. Cheese. Does Mouse like cheese? He eats the cheese. May I have some? Good cheese. Here, Mouse. Eat this. He doesn't like it. Cheese? Ah, cheese is good. So what do you think? Can Mouse help a young or new student feel more comfortable? Did Mouse enliven the lesson about cheese? When Mouse comes to class, do you think students feel the class is more interesting or more fun? What do you think engages students' minds more? Hearing the word cheese, seeing a picture of cheese, or being able to watch cheese be eaten by a mouse? For most, watching the action is much more fun and engaging, and this is certainly true of children. Perhaps you've noticed that sometimes students will look at the lesson slides on the computer screen for a few seconds and then look away and become distracted by other things. Well, this is natural. The mind, especially that of young children, needs constant stimuli, and movement and storytelling through a character like Mouse here can really help students to pay attention longer. Some students pay attention longer purely because they want to see what's going to happen next. So here we've seen 4 ways that supplementary materials promote student engagement. They help quiet or shy students feel more comfortable and get involved. They enliven a lesson, make it more fun. They can stimulate students' interest in a topic. They can hold the students' interest over longer periods of time or extended periods of time. Can you think of more ways, more reasons to use supplementary materials? Let us know. Next, we're going to consider another reason for using supplementary materials: to promote learning. Here are some ways learning can be enhanced through the use of supplementary materials. We can help the student to improve retention and recall. They are more likely to remember what they learn if we use additional materials. Why? Well, a fundamental principle of learning involves use of as many senses as possible: seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, tasting. Students can see the pictures in the lesson slides on the screen. They can listen to us discuss them. But how do we incorporate more of the senses so that we can improve their retention and their recall? We may not be physically present with the student, but we can often incorporate materials into a lesson to stimulate their thoughts about smelling, their thoughts about tasting something, and their thoughts about touching things. For example, we can hold up a flower. Smell good? Encourage the student to pretend to smell it. Or let's say we're talking about the concept smooth. We could encourage the student to watch as we touch the back of our hand. Smooth. Encourage the student to touch the back of their hand. Smooth. Do we have a simple item that we could use to further the understanding of smooth? Smooth. Smooth paper. Perhaps we could contrast it to something that is not smooth. Not smooth. Rough. Or in one lesson it uses the word bumpy in contrast. So using these items can help the student to better understand and help them to be more engaged as well. They're more likely to remember the meaning of the concepts when we use those items. Use of supplementary materials can help the students to deepen their understanding of language and topics. We already began to see that happen here with the concept of smooth. Consider how this works in additional ways. Perhaps the pictures in the lesson provide one example of something that is smooth or rough. And now with real items, we're able to see more examples. So the student's understanding of the concept is broadened. They can associate smooth with multiple objects. And this is closely related to the next point, to help the student connect lesson topics to specific applications. Well, of course, first and foremost, we want to make sure the students can connect the concept to the way that it's going to be used in the storybook or is used in the storybook. For example, let's say the story is about making a cake. And the text says, I put the frosting on top. It looks bumpy. Grandmother spreads the frosting smoothly over the cake. Well, as we show the pictures in the lesson to teach smoothly, we may emphasize the hand actions necessary to make something smooth. Perhaps we could also bring in a prop, something else to demonstrate smoothing something over. We may show a blanket that is all crumpled up and then smooth it out. We may help the student to extend their learning a bit more by helping them to understand other applications for the word. In this case, smooth is often refers to smooth skin, as we discussed earlier, or smooth surfaces, like the smooth surface of water. So we can help students to understand contextual use of words that they are learning by bringing in those other things. Number 4 of ways that we promote learning through the use of supplementary materials. We inspire students to engage in critical and creative thinking. Let's say the lesson was about shapes. The student finishes lesson activities early, and you're wondering what you can do to help them learn more in the time that you have left. Do you have something that is circular, triangular, rectangular, or square-shaped? How about a plate? A cell phone? A hanger? We can grab these items, have them nearby to potentially use them, and then take the opportunities to use them if time allows. Show the students some of these items. I often find that when I do that, they're motivated to look around the room and think about what items that they have that have those kinds of shapes. And this requires critical thinking because it goes above and beyond what they saw in the lesson. They now have to connect it to other things that they have around them and identify those things as being one of those shapes. Another fun activity is asking the student to create something from a shape. The whiteboard on the VC may be used to encourage the student to make something from a shape. For example, I've shown students a shape, such as a plate, asked them to draw a circle, and then maybe added a smiley face to it, or a sun. And once the students understand that kind of activity, they create things themselves with different shapes as well. So we see that learning has many purposes, or using supplementary materials. We have many reasons to use these. We've learned about promoting student engagement and promoting learning. And by doing that, we enhance our classes using these supplementary materials. What other ideas do you have? We hope you have some that you can share with us. But in the next video, we're going to look at 3 essential supplementary materials that it's really well worth our time to collect and use with our students. So we'll see you there.